Okay, last video focused on a bit of an introduction to the business plan. This one is going to focus on the situational analysis, so really the first step in undertaking a business plan. In terms of gathering the key information in order to construct a business plan, the question is, well, where can a lot of that information come from? And there's a few answers. That information can come from some professional advisors. So you may well, or the business owners may well consult with someone outside the business who can provide some advice in relation to the planning for that business. You may well go to the government agencies and utilise some of their resources, statistics from the Australian Bureau of Statistics or various government departments to gather some information, not necessarily advice, but information, statistical information, demographic information that might help to in the planning process for that business. And as I mentioned before, one of those an agency may well be the Australian Bureau of Statistics, and there may well be other relevant organisations that a business will go to, particularly given every business is going to operate within an industry structure, different industry structure. Relevant bodies within each industry would be relevant to different businesses. So what's a situational analysis all about? Well, one of the key elements of a situational analysis is the undertaking of a SWOT analysis. So in planning and establishing a business plan, the business owners or prospective business owners should undertake a SWOT. Okay, and what is that? It's a study undertaken to identify its internal strengths and weaknesses, so the SW in SWOT, as well as the external opportunities and threats, so the O and T in a SWOT analysis. So looking at what are we good at internally, strengths, what are we not so good at internally, weaknesses, what are external opportunities available to us, the opportunities, and what are external challenges that might arise, i.e. threats. So you can see here just a diagrammatic representation of a SWOT analysis. And you can see here a strength internal, that's going to be helpful to the business. Internal weaknesses, they're probably going to be harmful to the business in terms of profitability, success, etc. External origin opportunities, they're going to be good. They're going to be helpful for the business. But those external threats are going to be harmful to the business. So the SWOT analysis helps the business to provide information that's going to help the business become stronger from a financial position, and externally the business can identify the demands that could be satisfied, i.e. through opportunities that it can identify through undertaking that SWOT analysis. Again, SWOT analysis are going to be very different from a business that is looking to be first established, to a business that is already established, to a business that has been long established. And going back to the point on the last video about a business plan, SWOT analyses are also live documents. They are also things that should be challenged and changed over time. For example, if a business was established by a university graduate, one of the weaknesses undoubtedly of that business and in that business plan would have to be the inexperience of the business owners. But in 3 years' time, that business owner has got experience, and therefore that experience is going to become a strength of that business owner. Okay, in terms of a competitive advantage and identifying a competitive advantage of a business, that's also important and something that could be looked at as part of a situational analysis. What is that? Well, it's really about what is it that the business does that is going to allow it to be better than its competitors, or is it going to give it an edge over its competition? Two strategies around competitive advantage generally relate to a price or costing strategy. We're going to have a competitive advantage because we can produce this item at a lower cost, and as a result, we can charge a lower price, or we're going to achieve a competitive advantage because we're going to differentiate in some way. We're going to differentiate our product, we're going to differentiate our service, and it's going to give us a competitive advantage over those others in our business. So that's also important part of a situational analysis outside of the SWOT analysis, identifying what is our point of difference. How are we going to achieve a competitive advantage, and how are we going to sustain that competitive advantage? Okay, and all of those elements of a competitive advantage should assist a business to be successful through carrying that out as part of the business plan. Okay, and the next video is going to focus on the next part, which is vision, goals, and objectives.